Where's the camera? Is it this?
Are you going to 5 foot? Is that the camera?
Can we have our notes?
Yeah. Stop talking. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alvin King.
And I'm Shaina Taylor.
And welcome to We Speak Live.
Man, we are so excited to be here live tonight. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the We Speak show, and generally we have our whole panel here with us, and we'll talk about current events and things that are going on, but sometimes the shows are pre-recorded, so by the time it gets to you, it doesn't seem as fresh and as new. But because you asked for it, we are here live today for the first time to talk about some current events that's going on in the world. How excited are you, Alvin?
I'm very excited. And, you know, I have to echo what Shaina has just said. Being here tonight is a platform that we've been trying to get to, and we're here, ladies and gentlemen, because of you. You've asked to see some of us live, and so Shaina and I are here tonight to give you what you want. So you want to get into some top stories tonight?
So one of the things that is just pressing for me right now, and I know the people want to hear us talk about this presidential election, if that's what we want to call it.
That is what we're going to call it, because it will probably be one of the I'm going to say, the most interesting elections that we've ever witnessed. I mean, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, okay?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting, if nothing else.
But what's going to be more interesting to me is watching how the GOP come against Donald Trump, because nobody wants him in there.
No one, and it's crazy because you would have thought that in the last 8 years, they would have been better prepared to present a candidate that was worthy of being president, or at least worthy of running for president of the United States.
Well, they tried. They had about 12, but they all fell by the wayside because Donald Trump did what a lot of people wanted them to do. He was saying what everyone wanted to hear, and I think you said something earlier about...
Well, the thing is I don't think he was saying what everybody wanted to hear. He was saying what everybody wants to say, but won't say out loud.
But won't say out loud.
Because secretly, I know everybody's going to hate me a little bit, but secretly, I think some of those things, I mean, that he was saying in the beginning, not the new stuff. I think now he's just kind of become this whole big, I don't even know the word for it, just a big something, a big gob of mess. And he's trying to bring himself in and reel himself in, because you can think it, but you can't be the president of the United States and say it.
Well, there's a lot of people who think he can. And right now, the biggest thing on my mind is, what can Hillary Clinton do? How should she conduct her strategy against Donald Trump? And I've been thinking about that for the past few days, and I think she should just stay the course and not confront him on some of his rhetoric. I mean, you know, he's saying some pretty hateful things about Bill Clinton right now, and personal attacks on her, and that's what he's been doing. But my opinion is, if she stays the course, I think her chances are better at getting more votes and hopefully winning the election.
I agree. I think she should keep her mouth shut. And if they focus on a Save America campaign, because I think at this point, we're all just trying to save the country from Donald Trump. And if she does that, I think she'll get a lot of people from the other side to cross over, and we'll start to see some type of bipartisan voting, if nothing else. Because I really think that a lot of Republicans probably won't vote, or they'll vote for her.
So? You think?
I think they don't want him to be the representation of the party. So instead of voting for him just because they're used to checking the box and voting for whoever the candidate is, I think they just won't vote.
Well, what about these young voters that are saying that Hillary Clinton is going to be another President Obama? She's going to do what he did, but in a female form. So you got these young voters that are coming out, and they are the way of the world right now, and they're thinking, you know what, we want change. So even though they may not like Donald Trump, I think there's a few of them or a lot of them who are going to look at this election and say, I want him because he's different. So
probably, but I think that the thing that's going to save our country is that the larger states, the ones with the most electoral votes where it matters, they'll vote for Hillary Clinton.
Well, while we're on the subject,
fingers crossed.
While we're on the subject of politics, I'm going to switch gears a bit, and I'm going to first say congratulations to the graduates at Howard University. Go Bisons.
HU.
President Obama spoke at the commencement ceremony for Howard University this weekend, and I wanted to share. There were two comments in particular that I thought were very poignant to me, and I thought I wanted to share with the viewers. He urged the graduates to be more confident in your blackness. I don't know about you, but when I read that, and I just read it just now, there was a sense of empowerment, pride, you know, and I thought if I had heard him say that, I'd probably still be sitting on the field.
Not in the cotton field, though.
Not in the cotton field.
You said sit in the field. I'm like, picking cotton, Alvin, you think?
We're talking Howard University. Howard University.
On the field, okay.
On the field.
Yeah, I mean, because we're in a day and age where it's not as beautiful to be black. It's not as popular to be black. I think there are so many things that have happened that we've mingled into the general population that sometimes people are afraid. Are afraid to just admit it or afraid to show that there's power in being black and that they don't want to hang with a lot of black people because they're afraid of what other cultures are going to say or think. So I'm glad the president said, be proud. Be proud.
Well, and he also said something else that I want to get your take on this particularly. He said he urged the predominantly African-American graduating class to adopt a more disciplined form of activism that goes beyond indignant rhetoric and uncompromising demands. So,
ignorant rhetoric? Oh my word. So basically, stop doing all that BS. All the BS, because we know, we've seen it, where people act like they're activists and they just go out and loot and they go out and riot in the spirit of activism. I get it, because I'm tired of seeing it myself. It's embarrassing. Because people start to remember the riots.
And not the cause that the riots.
Correct.
I won't say came from, but that caused the riots. Well, did they really cause the riots?
See what I'm saying?
Okay,
there you go.
Well, I thought when he said that, again, that was another statement that made a lot of sense to me, because this generation has seen a lot of trouble, or have seen a lot of things that have made them want to fight and have a voice. And we can talk about a lot of things that have caused that to happen. So for him to say that, I thought that was very dead on, spot on.
And it's a reminder, because this isn't new. We've seen this before. It's happened in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And it kind of repeats itself every decade. And the whole purpose of it, I would hope that the president was trying to say, is it's this generation that has to start to do something. Because we haven't really organized and done much other than complaining and rioting. And I mean, there are some organizations, granted, and there's a couple of people here and there, but we don't have like Malcolm X's or Dr. King's. We don't have people that are stepping up and actually making something big happen. Yet. Please, somebody do something. I mean, I'll show up. I can't start it from the ground up, but if you start it, I'll join in.
Well, and while we're still on President Obama, I think all of you know that his last presidential state dinner recently happened, and comedian Larry Wilmore, he called President Obama a nigger.
He didn't call him a nigger.
He didn't?
You my nigga. You did it, my nigga.
Okay. See,
you did it, my nigga.
There are a lot of people who had a problem with that, and the president who didn't have a problem with it was President Obama. And it raised the question again, when is it good or when is it not good to use the N-word? And so I thought, in this case, President Obama, I'm sure this isn't the first time he's been around his boys, and they've said, hey, nigga, how you doing?
He plays basketball. So I'm sure on several courts, and that's the problem, because I think when the NAACP buried the word, they buried it, but everybody else didn't bury it. It's still in millions of rap songs. It's been said a million times since. It's going to continue saying it. It's in movies. So it's not buried.
Well, do you think the people who were most offended by, let's say the African Americans who were most offended by Larry saying that was because it was in a group of white people, or what do you think caused that?
I think people are going to be offended by things that they don't do, have, or agree with.
Right.
So I'm offended when girls get fake booties.
Okay.
I'm offended because I have a real one,
okay.
and I like it. But I'm offended because I don't have a fake one.
We're on TV, so I can't pretty much come. I can just say.
So I'm offended. So if I don't use the N-word, I'm going to be offended when other people use it. And that's all. It's about people having different vocabularies.
Right. Right. Well, you know, I think we haven't seen the last of it, and people are going to, I know a few months back, or maybe last season of the show Empire, I know they wanted to use the word a lot more, and for some reason they decided not to do that. But I think in light of what has just happened at this dinner, I think it's going to bring that up again. And so we haven't seen the last of the N-word, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, no, not as long as Quentin Tarantino is still making movies. I think we're going to hear the N-word about 20 more times in 3 segments of any movie that he makes. And I look forward to it. Like, I'm counting him, how many times he says it.
Right.
I'm waiting for him to use it at the perfect moment.
Right.
And I think that's what it was. If it's the right time,
exactly, yeah.
I'm okay with you using it.
Well, it didn't offend me.
I
So.
was offended.
Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about Metro. Metro, our Metro system. And I don't know about any of you, but I am a big fan of Paul Weederfield. Go we.
Would you go so far as to say he's your nigga?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. He got a lot of work to do.
He got a lot of work to do
to prove that. But he inherited a huge mess, and I am so happy to see how he's coming through there, basically with a whip and a chair, saying that you're going to get your act together, because if any of you have rode Metro, we know that there's some issues. Okay, there's some issues while you're in the car, there's some issues while you're listening and you're in the car, and there's some issues when you're standing on a platform. I mean, all the way around, there's some issues. But this week, he last Friday, he unveiled his plan, and his plan consists of closing down stations, which he's done before.
Like forever?
No, well, he said he would close stations down for a year if he had to.
To get it together.
To get it together. So my advice to all the people who ride Metro, and that's including me, you know it's coming.
Prepare.
Prepare. You know your stop may be closed.
Oh, my word.
So, look, do yourself a favor and get a plan, because Weedy, I'm going to call him Weedy, #Weedy, he's coming through there, and he's going to close a station near you. Believe me, okay?
You know, the worst part about that is that people will get upset that he's closing the station. They won't think of the why.
Right.
I'm closing a station to make it safer.
Right.
They'll just complain about the fact that it's closing. What do I do now?
Right.
Well, would you rather it stay open and it's still unsafe? Kids are getting stabbed up at that particular station.
Right,
There's not enough security. There's not enough police. And or maybe just the tracks in that area may not be safe, and we need to divert it and go. Like, people don't think about the why. They just think about the what. What's in it for me?
Right.
And, I mean, I don't Metro. And it's because I'm afraid of the system. So hopefully maybe there'll be some changes that I will take a Metro ride at some point.
Well, it is an old system, you know, and in order to fix the problem, you're going to have to take drastic measures. So again, you know, ladies and gentlemen, come up with the plan, because it's going to happen, and my advice to you is, you know, just take care of your business now, because the Metro is going to shut down. We need to have it closed. I think right now, Shaina, this is one of those topics that we've been saying that we're going to, you know, talk about. But I want to talk about the bathroom issue in North Carolina. and North Carolina got issues with transgender people using bathrooms that identify with who they are. And but the biggest thing is the government is suing North Carolina, and North Carolina is suing the government.
Now, the worst part is for you at home that are watching us live, this is kind of a topic that really hits home for me, because when the government first started talking about this topic, I felt a certain way, or I had a position on it, and I had a recent experience where I was in a restroom down in New Orleans. I was down for a festival, and a transgender man, that's right, it was a transgender man. So she had female body parts, but she looked like a boy. She looked like a man in front of my face, was in the women's restroom with me. So I immediately felt violated. Right. I felt violated. I thought it was a man. I was wondering why the man was in the women's restroom. Right. And she and her family were in there, and they got upset with me and wanted to beat me up because I had a stunned look on my face trying to figure out why there was a man in the women's restroom. Right.
Because at that time, he couldn't, well, he couldn't go to the men's restroom.
Well, why not?
Well, I don't know. I guess
he could have.
He could have.
He should have.
He could. Yeah, he should have. Yeah, I just think it's another opportunity for bigots to get on top of their soapbox and hurl racial slurs at the LGBT community about the LGBT community being rapists and pedophiles and all these things that just doesn't make sense to me. And I even heard one of the spokespersons in North Carolina saying that they didn't want to have transgendered women going into the ladies' restroom because for fear of raping their kids. Well, I don't know, but pedophiles don't put on stockings or dress up like women before they, go and do what they. A pedophile is a pedophile.
And you can't police sexual predators in that way, where you're actually alienating anyone, no matter who it is. Right. It's gonna be tough. I look forward to seeing how it turns out. But like you said, it just feels like another form of discrimination. Right. And another means or another way to alienate any specific group of people in the U.S. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know. I just
felt
like...
What do they do in other countries?
Well, I know what they do in I was in Philadelphia. I know what they do in Philadelphia. I think there are a lot of, unisex bathrooms popping up everywhere. I was just at an event last weekend and went to the restroom. And the restroom was beautiful, and all the slew of white doors, and everybody coming out like they actually, speaking of Metro, like they're going, getting ready to catch a train. It was no issues, and I mean, why not do that? If that's not an issue,
I mean, that's great for new establishments.
Okay.
But if you think about how much that costs for restaurants or buildings that are already there, to do that, think about airports. Right. Like, it costs a lot of money to redo bathrooms. Right. And to change the whole it would be ideal. Right. It would be great. Well, then the women don't have to stand in the long lines waiting for the next stall, and the men's restroom is wide open, empty.
So you took the words right out my mouth.
Because I go into it. Okay. I got to tell my girl, stand out there and look. Make sure nobody's coming, because I'm about to run in this. It's the same toilet. And you know what I do? I flip the toilet seat back up. I flipped it back up. I mean, because we expect men to put it back down for us. So if I go to the men's restroom, I flip it up when I leave back up. I mean, I didn't sit down anyway, but when I put it down, I flip it back up. I'm considerate.
And ladies and gentlemen, again, you're going to hear this a couple of times, but this is why I asked this woman to sit on or to join me in hosting this show. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in.
Put the seat right back up. I'm considerate. I mean, it was up. I put it down.
Kanye West, oh man.
This is gonna be delicious, I can tell you that much.
Oh, big one.
Oh, stop it. And there you go.
Excuse me, where's my plate?
You don't get a plate.
Why not?
It doesn't matter.
My plate matters.
Hey, all plates matter.
Oh, yeah, of course they do. I'm just saying, where's my plate?
Are you saying your plate matters more than mine?
Yeah, my plate matters too.
Okay, but you all have your plates, and I don't have mine. So what's the problem with what I'm saying? And you know what? I didn't get the right drink either. I asked for a cup of just ice. You gave me just air.
Who the hell orders just ice?
I like the way it tastes when it melts.
So you want water?
No, I want a cup of just ice.
What do you don't get justice. Just ice.
Well, if I don't get just ice, you don't get a tip. No just eyes, no tip. No just eyes, no tip. No just eyes, no tip.
Hey, you don't get to deny the waiter his tip. You don't know what he has to go through with these customers.
He won't give me my plate.
Man, you don't understand the poor man's situation and his side of the story.
Everyone saw him deny me my plate in just ice.
I didn't say that.
I didn't see that either.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you have a history of not tipping, so maybe you didn't deserve the just ice.
Really? You gonna go there?
Okay, you know what? Let's just ask the waiter why he didn't bring the plate and a cup of just ice.
Well, he was looking at the menu for a suspiciously long time.
I was ordering food.
And he tried to reach for one of the straws on my belt.
I needed a straw. Give me a straw.
Jesus, Thomas! What's wrong with you, man?
It's enough of that.
I just chill.
Can I get you guys anything else?
No just ice, no tip. No just ice, no tip.
Welcome back to We Speak Live. I tell you, we got so excited and into the groove of things, we almost forgot to give you guys a break. We know you need time to get up, go to the restroom, get you something to drink because you weren't water, of course.
Water.
Because you weren't ready for all of this that we were going to be giving to you, but we won't forget you next time. We're going to give you a little break every couple of seconds.
And we are, I mean, really, we're very excited to be here. And even our producers, you all can't see the teleprompters, of course, but believe me, when it was time for us to break, we had exclamation points going across the screen because we were so into what we were talking about.
We didn't release you guys.
But welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about what's going on in the pop culture world right now. We just heard that Justin Timberlake and J-Lo have released both of their new singles, and according to sources, they say these are the two songs of the summer. I've heard Justin Timberlake. Well, I've heard J-Lo's also, but I've heard Justin Timberlake. And if you know anything about Justin Timberlake, it's very catchy.
Okay. Like Sexy Back. It's got a nice hook.
Got a nice hook. And I think that's the song that, I won't say it's going to be the song of the summer. It's too early. First of all, where is summer?
And we're summer babies. We're both summer babies, so we are looking for summer. I feel like my birthday is not going to be right. I can't bring my birthday in. I'm still pale. I feel like a vampire. I haven't gotten any sun. Where is summer?
Where is summer?
Hashtag where. Can you guys start the hashtag? Hashtag where is summer? Please
do. The grass at my house is so high. I can't let my dog out right now because it's been raining for 40 days. No, it's been raining for at least 5 days, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, I'm not telling you something that you don't know, but I'm looking for the sun to come out. So any day now, and I'm sure that when the sun does come out and everybody's ready to dance, sources say that they're going to be dancing to Justin Timberlake and J-Lo. I'm not sure I have
heard neither of these two songs.
Okay, well.
Can I work out to them?
You can work out to Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
You can work out to Justin Timberlake. But you can also work out to, what is it called?
What are they talking about? I Ain't Your Mama?
J-Lo's song is I Ain't Your Mama.
I Ain't Your Mama.
I Ain't Your Mama. We've heard that before.
But she's a sugar mama, though, and she's got a young, super young man. So maybe she is his mama? Maybe he's got mama issues, and that's why he's got I'm confused. Or was that a song to him, or is she talking about something else?
You have to see the video because she's just talking. It's all about women empowerment, and the different vignettes. She's doing this like play on the '60s and going through different eras and talking about.
Oh, like I'm not the woman of past.
I'm not the woman of past.
Okay.
I'm not your mama. But unlike Justin Timberlake, he can't stop the feeling, and I'm sorry that song hits for me. Speaking of music, also, those of you who have tried to get a ticket to Hamilton the musical in New York, I know you can't.
We tried.
We tried. I know you can't. It has been nominated for 16 Tony Awards. I mean, this is unprecedented. And my question is, what is this? What about this musical is really hitting? I mean, it's really hitting.
It's hip hop. It's the whole hip hop element being on Broadway. And we've seen how hip hop influences. Like, no one cared about the story of Hamilton, and it's an amazing story.
Right.
Like, it's a duel, they fight to the end. In my whole women's lib, it's just men, boys being stupid, doing stupid boy stuff. Don't quote me on that, but that's really what had happened. They had a beef, they decided that they gonna square off, and it's the president. Like, you're a huge political person, and you guys are gonna fight it out to the death. You're gonna do it by all means. But I think it was the hip hop twist that they put on it. It was the rapping.
Well, do you think anything about the fact that they're using all this diversity in there? I mean, you know, everything that we know about history, and I mean, these are all white people. But now you got, you know, African Americans, you got Asians, you got Hispanic. I mean, there is such a melting pot of different ethnicities in this play, and I think it's really latching on to America right now, to the masses.
I mean, and then they showed it on one of the award shows. Was it the Oscars or was it the Grammys?
It was the Grammys. I think it was the Grammys.
Okay, so
I think
before,
it was the Grammys.
and that's a huge platform.
That's a huge platform
to show it.
Well, it's coming to D.C., ladies and gentlemen. I just heard today, but don't run out or go to your computer to get a ticket. It's not going to be here until 2017 or 2018.
Oh, my word.
And the best way to assure yourself to get a ticket is to become a Kennedy Center member. Okay, it's a hook, but if you want a ticket, you have to become a Kennedy Center member to get that ticket. And believe me, it is one of the hottest tickets. I mean,
and I really wonder, is it going to be the same cast once it comes? Because I know myself personally, I was a little bit upset because some of the cast were like character actors on some of these great TV shows.
Okay.
So there was this one guy that was on Person of Interest, and he also was on like Criminal Minds or something like that. They're on these great shows that we see on network television.
And they're in the play?
They're in the play. So their characters have either been killed off or have disappeared, because I don't think they expected to be gone for so long.
Okay, okay. Well, I just know that the lead person in it, I mean, he's making his rounds, you know, he's rapping at the White House, and this guy is just amazing. So
it's a great concept.
I'm looking forward to it coming to Washington, D.C.
And it's going to cost much less, because on Broadway, I had one of my girlfriends, I said, go get the tickets, we're going to go. And she came back and said, it's $850. I said, no, silly, we don't need those tickets.
She said that.
Get the regular tickets.
That was to the rafter.
I know she knows I like to normally be up front, but I'm like, if it's $800 and something, I don't need to be up front.
Need to be up there.
Just give me, I just want to be in the house. You know, in the nice little theaters on Broadway, every seat is a good seat. She said, no, that's upper orchestra. And then she said, no, upper mezzanine and deep. I said, oh, so then the preferred front row seats are more than that.
Wow.
We'll wait for Kennedy Center.
I haven't even made an attempt to get a ticket because I knew, first of all, you can't get one. So I just said no. And then when I heard about the price being steep, I said, no, I'm going to wait. So again, they are coming to D.C. And while we're talking about concerts and high-priced tickets, next month I will be in Baltimore looking at Miss Bay. Okay, and all her. Am I going to go? One of my friends, who I'm hoping is looking at it tonight, has never seen Beyonce and talked me into getting a ticket on the ground, on the floor. I'm on the ground of the stadium, so I hope it's covered. But I'm going to see Beyonce and all her lemonade. I can't wait to see that.
What month?
June, actually, our birthday month, June 10th. So it's going to be in Baltimore at the M&T Stadium. It's going to be there. But for all those other Bay fans like me, Beyonce's concert actually opened last week at the Marlin Theater. I think the Marlin Park in Miami, and the reviews have been kind of mixed about it. I don't think lemonade has really latched on to the masses just yet.
I'm not drinking the lemonade.
You're not drinking it?
I'm not drinking the lemonade.
No?
And I am a huge fan, and I've gone to all of her shows, and I think she gives the most amazing concerts.
Yeah.
But lemonade, I got problems of my own. I don't want to hear about hers. She's beautiful and she's rich.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So
I don't care, and I don't want to see. Make a movie, do a little video and then let it be done, and then give me an album of more formation.
Well, wasn't Lemonade the HBO special? Wasn't that more like? Wasn't that the movie that?
That was, but the whole album is not catchy. It's all depressing and talking about her man and talking. It's just too much. It's Adele. I don't want Adele. With Beyonce.
Oh, wow. I love this woman, but she has just cast a stone on two of my favorite artists, Adele and Beyonce.
No,
okay?
Adele does what she does, and we expect that. We want to hear her sorrow and her pain. I want to hear that. And I want her to sound great, and she does. But that's not what we want for Beyonce. We want to party. We want a good time. We want to dance, and we want her to dance. And I haven't even made it through the whole album, so there may be some people that say, oh, it's some other stuff. Well, I don't know. I'm so depressed with what I've heard so far that I can't get through the rest of it. Yes, I did like everybody else. I paid about $23, $24 on iTunes because that was the only way you was going to get the whole album. That's the only way you get the album and the whole Lemonade video.
Right.
Is if you buy the whole thing. But I can't stomach to get through it.
Well, the reviews have been mixed. And one critic said the show began something like a funeral and ended very surely like a baptism. That was one of the critics.
So wait, so that
opinion.
basically means I feel like I'm in church the whole time.
But that's not a bad thing now.
It's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Okay.
But I don't have to pay $1,500 to go to church.
Go to the church.
And
well, some of us do.
I don't have to pay $1,500 to go to church.
Okay.
I'm not paying. I may tithe.
Yeah.
I may give offering.
But you ain't got to do it.
I don't got to do it.
You don't got to do it.
And
okay.
with that, you do. Baptism. And then what was the other one?
Well, they also said that, but on a high note, she does sing a lot of her, her well-known tunes.
She has to.
She has to do that. So they say that that saved the show musically. But as far as Beyonce's performance and the big lights and blah, 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 they said all that was right on point, and so they gave her high marks for that.
It always,
so,
that part is the same.
Yeah, yeah.
She's done that, 10 albums?
10 albums
before,
10
or however
albums
many
through.
albums. She's done it, so we know that part. We expect that part. But each tour is supposed to be of the new stuff.
Right.
So your new stuff still has to be hot and fly, I would hope.
Well, Formation right now is the only song that's doing it for me. And
but you're gonna go to the show.
I'm going to the show.
And in the front.
I'm going to the show. I'm in the front.
Do you have a seat?
I do have a seat.
Okay, because I'm just so a few.
I'm not a stander.
No. Hey, here's the funny thing, and I will say that they are really good at marketing and changing and revamping. Because a couple of years ago, I think, well, I'm not even going to mention the price, but I took my husband to a Beyonce concert. We had front row seats. We had staged seats. And it was a very 4-digit price. So I'm thinking, I'm taking him. It's a big prize. We're going to be right there. Boom. It was standing. So these seats that they have now, this open room for $25 where you can stand at the stage, they sold it for 4-digit pricing.
Wow.
But didn't tell us we were going to be standing up. They called it stage. So I said, we're going to be sitting on the stage. So I go and I have on my heels and I stand up. The entire show. And this was one of the good albums.
That's 2 hours.
Yeah, so this was one of the good albums.
That's 2 hours.
So we dancing and feet hurting. And so my husband is standing there and she comes over and touches him. And he goes like this. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
That's all.
You know how much I paid for that to happen?
You better pour her down. You better.
But that's what he did while I was there. So he gets home and he tells all his friends, Beyonce touched me. She's yeah, I wasn't gonna act crazy. I wasn't gonna fall out like, you see people do on TV. But she touched me, man. She touched me. I said, oh, really? I had to walk in on a conversation to hear this excitement.
But he played it off while he was with you.
He just said.
Well, I am on the floor, but again, it's not standing, but I will tell you all about the show. Well, another queen making her mark right now is
RuPaul.
No, her too.
Which queen?
We're talking about Miss Rihanna.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rihanna has started a scholarship under the name of what do you call it? It's USA Today College. and she's given $50,000 scholarships to deserving students. This is her new initiative. Actually, it's part of her new album. And yeah, and so I'm not exactly sure how she's doing, you know, how it's going to pan out, but according to sources, this is a very good move for Rihanna, and she says that higher education will help provide perspective, opportunities, and learning to a group of kids who really deserve it, and that she's thrilled and able to do it. So that was a lot of respect.
Yeah, that's
to
awesome.
Rihanna.
Go Riri.
Because I'm not really a Rihanna fan, but you know, I like to hear when these big stars are doing things to help other people. And a lot of them do a lot of things, but you never hear about it. So apparently she's making a mark. And we got a bit of, I'm going to say sad news, because, you know, I'm all about relationships.
Sad news.
Sad news.
Sad news.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne have called it quits after
It's 33 years.
33 years.
Oh. Wait, okay, so now here's my thing. After 33 years, are they citing irreconcilable differences?
Well, I'm not sure, but they said it's ugly. She asked,
I bet it is.
She asked him, she made him move out of the house. Excuse me. Yeah.
What are you thinking, that the house is so big they should both be able to?
You know, I don't know, but she made him move out of the house. So and when I read that, I thought, okay.
She's supposed to wait for him to leave.
Okay.
What's she supposed to do? Get out.
I don't know, but that's how it came across. So
was it Becky with the good hair?
It was.
Was it Becky?
You know you're wrong. You're wrong.
Was it Becky with the good hair?
It was not Becky with the good hair. It was not Becky with the good hair. But because you know I do believe in relationships, and you know, again, not really a fan of Ozzy and Sharon, but you know, 33 years.
I think they'll get back together. They just need a break.
Well, I'm trying to think who would want Ozzy other than Sharon. Come on now.
Well, he's got money. And you know how it is nowadays.
He might end up with Caitlyn Jenner. You heard that first.
Breaking news.
Okay, breaking news.
Breaking news.
Ozzy Osbourne and Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, my word.
You heard it on We Speak Live. Are we going to take a commercial break right now, or we're going to keep rolling? We're going to take a commercial break because, you know, we can go on and on, but
we can't.
I think
we promised the people at home
that we would take a commercial break.
That we would give them a break.
Okay.
So, as promised, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a couple of minutes off. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back later on, shortly though. So don't go too far. Don't go too fast. We'll see you right back here in a moment on We Speak Live.
These men will most likely not be president, but they showed us that we have common interests, we have common grievances, and in numbers we are powerful. We threaten the establishment of both parties with righteous indignation, and if we don't continue the conversation, the media will end it for us. Obama should have been a great awakening for the American people. It's not enough to participate in heavily choreographed elections every 4 years. The parties that you're in many cases required to join to even participate in democracy don't have your best interests in mind anymore. And we know that now for a fact, Republicans and Democrats. The financial institutions we bailed out are bigger than they were before they crashed the world's economy. Our foreign policy and our trade deals make us less safe. They restrict our civil rights, wreck our environment, and repress the people of other countries while making a handful of oligarchs rich. It is class warfare, and first class is winning. But we're connected now. The secrets are slipping, consciousness is rising, and business as usual is over. If you stand for justice and truth, don't just do it from behind a computer screen. Get out into the streets when necessary. Vote out your representatives. Run for fucking Congress. When Bernie Sanders says we need a political revolution, we take it with a grain of salt because it's being broadcast on CNN, but that's it. That's what we need to solve our problems, not a president. And we know that, right? But we continue to voice our complicity through our inaction. If you're angry, you should be. And if you want change, you gotta fight for it. But let's fight together. Our lives depend on it. And don't give way to cynicism, because this is just the beginning. And don't expect salvation from those who seek to divide us, because we can only find it within each other. We're connected. We're awake now.
Welcome back to We Speak Live. We were sitting here just thinking about all the amazing things that's going on. We were talking about how did we end up here tonight when we know Oklahoma City Thunder is going to be playing tonight. We need to get a sports segment in here because I want to talk about the game. I want to talk about all kinds of the NFL draft, but we're not going to do it today because I know we've got some people who didn't expect sports to come into play. But do this. Reach out to the producers and talk to them. Let them know that, hey, you want to hear about sports. We need it to come locally because ESPN doesn't always talk about the local DC teams. Right. I'm willing to talk about it.
That's right. And please go to our Facebook page. We Speak Facebook page, and we want to hear from you. Let us know what you think, and if something that we're not covering on the show, please let us know. We would love to cover it. We are a wealth of knowledge, believe me. We're teasing you tonight. We give a little teaser. We're making guacamole up here tonight.
Ooh,
is that
guacamole,
right? Guacamole
Cinco de Mayo.
So
yeah, we don't want to give it to you too hard because we do want you guys to invite us back again.
And I mean, come on, who would not tune in to see this? Come on to see this. Okay.
And to listen to all of this smorgasbord.
Look at this. Okay. There are some highs and lows that we want to share with you right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Give me the highs first.
The highs first. The highs first is, first of all, I'm going to call it a high. Whoever won that $429 million lottery ticket, are you single? Because I want to meet you, okay? I want to meet. Congratulations to whoever won it in New Jersey. There was somebody in Virginia, I think, who won $1 million.
I'll take it.
That is good. I mean, $1 million is not bad, but $429 million.
It's not bad either.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Man, I'll have scholarships like Rihanna going up. I have my own little charity. I'll give them $50,000 because education is important.
Well, you know, okay, while we're here for a minute, I got to ask, because I know when I was laying in the bed Friday night thinking or wondering if my ticket, you know, was, if my numbers won, what would I do? How would I act the next day? And
show out.
There's one friend that I would call. There's one friend that I would call and to let them know that I just won $429 million, and then I would hang up. Because I know how
because they're going to tell everybody else.
He's going to tell everybody. No. He wouldn't tell everybody else, but I know how he reacts to things because he probably wouldn't believe me.
Is that why that's the one person you would tell?
That's the one person that I would tell because he would not believe me because I won't say he has trouble believing me, but he would not believe that I would call him first to tell him that.
So that was your means to tell somebody to get it off your chest.
I'd have to get it out.
And you'll get it out to someone who's not going to pass it along. I
couldn't call a family member. No, I'm not going to call you first. I'm not going to call you first. But I thought about that. What would you do if you won $429 million? What?
Show out. I always say the first thing I'm going to do is jump on a flight, first class. I'm not going to charter a jet yet because I didn't pick up my coin.
You're not going to buy Virgin? Okay, nope, not yet. Okay.
Yeah, maybe main cabin select. But I'm going to take a flight somewhere and just lay for 2 or 3 weeks and just then start to plan it out in my mind. I have no idea today. I'm going to go somewhere. I don't even know where. I think I'll probably look up and say, what flight is leaving in the next 45 minutes? Okay, that's where I'm going. Just pick a spot, sit and lay a couple of weeks. I mean, I'm going to take my husband.
Right.
Okay. We just going to lay out.
You're going to lay out.
Let me not say I. We going to go. And then we're just going to plan it. And then come back and collect.
Well, hopefully that day will come. And while we're on the subject of you flying off, I don't know if you heard, as part of our highs and lows, JetBlue recently offered a 25% discount to all of his customers on a flight for every baby that cried at least once.
So JetBlue is amazing. They have a customer's bill of rights.
Right. Okay.
So they have a bill of rights, and I fly JetBlue a lot. And the bill of rights has this whole list of things that can and cannot happen if the flights are delayed beyond a certain amount of time, if you're stuck on the runway. You know, sometimes you're stuck on the runway for like 30, 45 minutes, and they'll maybe bring you water. Different airlines, they might bring you water. They might let you get up and go and use the restroom. Well, it's a violation of the Bill of Rights for JetBlue, and they do things like this. They give discounts, they give drinks, they give all kinds of stuff. Well, they take ownership.
I'm going to say this. I don't like to hear babies crying on a flight.
I don't like hearing babies cry.
I don't like to hear babies crying, period.
Period.
And this is not discrimination. This is just because I paid my money and I want things my way. But if they had a certain section for people with kids.
The baby cry section?
The baby cry section. And a wall that can separate it on a plane.
They do.
Well, not
it's
that.
Called first class.
Okay. Okay. That's why I don't know about it.
It's called first class.
That's why I don't know about it. It has to be soundproof. Okay. So
they don't hear nothing.
So either they're drunk or they don't hear a thing.
They don't hear a thing.
Well, I gave high marks to JetBlue. Okay, they were on my, for doing that. It was spontaneous, and there were a lot of people who got discounts on their on their future flights.
I absolutely hate that. I kind of feel like, especially on a red-eye flight, I almost feel like they shouldn't allow children under a certain age on red-eye flights. If it's at night flight, if I'm about to fly 8-9 hours and it's a 10 o'clock p.m. flight and I'm getting somewhere the next morning, I had to hit the ground running, there shouldn't be crying babies that aren't drugged. Because I think people give their kid like Benadryl or something.
No,
or Nytol or something.
Is it melatonin?
I don't have any. You clearly drugged the baby or two.
It's called one pill, melatonin. If you want to enjoy yourself some evenings. Go ahead.
I want them to have that or not be on the flight.
Well, no, I agree with you. I mean that in particular, a red eye.
A red eye.
A red eye.
They can fly all the rest of the day, all the rest of the time, but that night flight where you they turn the lights off.
Right.
So the airline knows what's happening. They turn the lights off. People want to sleep.
Because, like you said, when the plane lands, they need to hit the ground running to do whatever they have to do. They're not going home and get back into bed.
Right. No babies on flights.
That makes perfect sense.
No baby on red eye. We should start that.
I think we should start that. Okay.
Petition.
Again, you heard it first on We Speak Live. Okay. Another one of my highs and lows for the week. I think you and I were talking about this offline. The Kentucky Fried Chicken in Hong Kong has just debuted a new fingernail polish. So, okay, Kentucky Fried Chicken is in the fingernail polish business.
Because they're finger licking good.
And it's chicken flavored.
The nail polish is chicken
flavored? The nail polish is finger licking good, and it's chicken chicken flavored.
Oh, that may help my diet.
Okay. See, but okay,
there's some. Help my diet.
When I read this, okay, so you're gonna be walking around. Well, okay, you walking around sucking on your finger all day.
I'm not gonna get that.
How popular do you think that will be?
I think it helps my diet. So if you have a taste for fried chicken, but you don't want to take in the extra fat or the extra calories, I was keeping there like, huh, what? What'd you say? Huh, what? What'd you say?
Until the first model dies on the runway and blame Kentucky Fried Chicken because some poison or something has gotten in her system because she don't eat no anyway, or he don't eat anyway, and they sucking their finger on the runway and right before they walk and they pass out and they blame Kentucky Fried Chicken. I want to see how far that goes.
Like how many colors? Okay. Does it come in gel? Is that how far? No, that's not how far.
No. And why did it have to debut in Hong Kong?
Do they eat a lot of fried chicken in Hong Kong?
Well, there's a lot of obese people in the United States that could use some finger-licking fingers.
Maybe that's not the reason.
Okay.
Or maybe they want to kill the Hong Kongians. What do they call them? Hong Kongonians?
You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it.
Maybe they want them to be the test pilot.
Perhaps. I'm curious, and I couldn't find anything when I did my little research, couldn't find any reason or anything in writing which said, this is why we debuted it in Hong Kong. But there's a reason.
Do they make a lot of nail polish in Hong Kong?
I never heard of Kentucky Fried Chicken making nail polish.
No, if they debuted it in a place where they have huge production or manufacture nail polish. We don't know.
We don't know.
Maybe the producers can find out for us.
Yeah, because that was something that really, yeah. I don't, again, why Hong Kong? Okay, why Hong Kong? I'm sure you all have probably been listening to the news and heard about this, this guy in Seattle who went on a 112-mile-an-hour chase through the city of Seattle, and he hit all these cars and whatnot, and he ended up crashing, and he jumped out and ran, and the police chased him, and then they caught him, and he said they caught him because he decided that he needed to run back toward the police because he left his monkey in the car.
No, I gotta go back and get Bubbles. But like, I don't care about going to jail. It's all about Bubbles. I mean, people. Hey, if that's his, I don't know if it was that important. I don't know how he forgot it in the first place.
Well, I'm a pet lover.
I'm a pet lover.
I'm a pet lover.
I'm grabbing my pet and going.
First of all, my pet's gonna be with me if I'm going to jump out of a car or run anywhere.
It's a monkey. Throw it around your neck like a scarf.
Well,
and go.
The police caught him and restrained him, and then thought that they could just go to the car and get the monkey out the car.
Oh,
come on.
Come on, monkey. Come up. How do you call a monkey? Do they come to the same calls?
Monkey?
Monkey.
Come here, monkey. Well, the monkey attacked the police.
Yeah.
And they had to end up calling the guy's mother, who was driving the car, to come get the monkey out the car.
The monkey's grandma?
The monkey's grandma.
The grandma.
The grandma monkey.
The grandma, the monkey grandma.
The grandma monkey. The grandma monkey. So I'm sure our producers have found some images to show you who this guy was with this monkey on his back that he couldn't shake. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even want to see the guy. I want to see the monkey, and I want to see the grandma monkey. The monkey grandma.
Grandma monkey. Well, and the last of our highs and lows is actually a low. For those of you who are aware, this week there was a killing spree that occurred. Actually, it started in Virginia, I think, where a gentleman by the name of Eulalio Tordil, he killed his wife first, and then while she was coming out of school, and actually I'm going to say it was his wife because they are married. He's a policeman. Estranged wife, yeah. He's a policeman. They took his gun because she reported him for domestic abuse. So she did all the right things, and he ended up killing her. But before his crime spree was over, he went to Aspen Hills and he killed an innocent woman whose car he wanted to carjack, and two men came to her rescue, and he shot and killed one of them as well. It was probably one of the most horrific things that I've heard with all this domestic violence and all this that's going around today. But my question is, how did he get another gun so fast? My question was, how did he get another gun so fast?
Well, it's senseless. I mean, was this gun legal? Because I don't remember. Have they said you can get a gun? Let's be clear.
Well, they took.
So was this a registered gun? Was this a legally obtained gun? We don't know yet. I don't know.
We don't know yet, but because he worked on a police force,
they took his service weapons.
They took all of his service weapons, and I read that a judge said that the reason why they didn't declare him a threat or put any provisions in place to prevent him from getting another gun was because he had no prior record. Okay, so
it's such a double-edged sword because it sounds like he had been accused of something and they hadn't gone to court yet,
right,
and there was no restraining order in place. So his job put him, I think, on an administrative leave or something.
Right.
So it hadn't even been, so nothing has happened. We don't even know if he was guilty or convicted of anything at that time.
Right.
So you can't like shut him down, or it's so hard.
Well, you mean the police force that shut him down?
Well, no, the fact that he'll be able to get another gun because he hasn't been convicted of anything.
Right.
Nothing has happened.
Right.
So they can't say no until, maybe they need to figure out, get them in front of judges quicker.
Right.
Get the cases resolved for domestic violence a little bit sooner. Because if you notice, what will happen a lot of times is the woman will file, and then the guy would just react and do something
right.
Like before everything can even evolve, and before they can be sentenced, before anything can happen.
Right.
And so in the interim, women are just left unprotected.
Well, domestic violence is real, and I have seen a surge that has just been, I mean, incredible to me, especially in this area. And I was listening to the district attorney in Maryland say that, you know, the wife of Mr. Tordell, she did everything. She did everything right. She did everything right, and she lost her life. And so my heart goes out to her and her family, to the woman he killed in Aspen Hills, to the gentleman who was actually trying to protect the woman who got killed in Aspen Hills. My heart goes out to their family and friends, and I mean, I just can't say enough how horrific that was. And so it just kind of touched me because, again, domestic violence is real.
And you know, and now I'm sitting here listening to you, and here's what it makes me think. So sex offenders have to register. Mm-hmm. Why don't domestic abusers have to register? I just thought about that in this moment. There's a registry for sex offenders, so that way people can protect their children.
Right.
They can protect their communities.
Right.
I just don't think that we're harsh enough with domestic violence, because I think if women were able to go onto a registry and say, oh, I'm thinking about dating this guy, and he is on the registry,
right.
He beats women.
I think
it will hold them more accountable, and I think that they probably won't do it as often. It may be a deterrent, I don't know, but at least we'll know who these people are.
Well, it's something that I can see. You heard it here first.
I just thought about it here first.
Okay, on We Speak Live, and when Hillary becomes president,
oh yes, Hillary.
Believe me, that's Shaina. I think you should start the wheels turning.
I just thought about it right now in this moment.
That's a great idea. It would save a lot of lives.
I think so.
Save a lot of lives.
Hold some people accountable, men and women. Hold them accountable for their actions, because you cannot put your hands on people.
Wow, and sitting here listening to you say that, just today there was a case where two women, they're married, and there was a domestic violence case where one of the women shot at or actually she beat her wife with a gun, and the police could not get to her because they were on a balcony. And it was the same area where the domestic violence happened a few months ago, when a police officer, first day on the job, got killed. And so it was the same neighborhood. Same neighborhood. And with this Tordell situation, this was like the sniper issue that occurred in 2003. And in fact, it was Aspen Hills where he killed one of his first victims.
Wow.
So the policemen, they really had an issue with that. So,
and that too was domestic violence.
Domestic violence.
It's a common thing.
Domestic violence. Well,
and speaking of that, did you notice that on the news today they started talking about the girls in Delaware?
No.
The 2 or 3 girls in Delaware that beat the girl to death in the bathroom?
I didn't hear about that.
So they were high school students, and they beat this girl up in the restroom over a boy. So today they filed charges. So they arraigned the girls.
Wow.
They beat a young girl to death over a boy in the bathroom. That's domestic violence too.
That is domestic violence.
That's domestic, over a boy. A young girl lost her life.
What happened to, bad man hit my hand?
Right.
We don't do that anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another break, and we will be right back. Thank you for watching.
We Speak Live. Well, I think we may have given them a break too many. You guys were stuck with us for like 2-3 seconds longer. We're going to... Right. We're going to say bye. Oh my gosh, it happened that fast.
First show, we forgot. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it happened so fast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sharing this last hour with us on We Speak Live. Until next We Speak.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a good evening.
Good night.
Please give my host a hand.
That's you.
No, that's you.
That's you.
Thank you. Until next time, have a good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.